In this tutorial, let's look at how you create and configure an assignment. First, make sure the edit mode is turned on. And then make sure you are on the content page where you want the assignment displayed to students. We know that we are on a content page when we see these menu items displayed across the top. You can choose to house assignments under the Assignments menu option or under the Course Content menu option within the unit folder to which the assignment belongs. I will place this assignment under Course Content within my Unit 3 folder. From the Assessments menu, select Assignment. On the Create Assignment page, just fill in the information for the assignment. The asterisk indicates that the name of the assignment is required, but we probably want to give a lot more information than just the name of the assignment. The instructions box is the place where we enter the detailed directions for the students, such as how to complete the assignment, naming conventions for submitted files, and reminders about due dates and grading policies. We may also want to let the students know if we are submitting the assignment for a plagiarism check. You can attach files associated with the assignment using the Browse Local Files or Browse Content Collection buttons. You may want to use this option if you are having students fill in a form or complete a spreadsheet. It can also be useful if the directions for the assignment are lengthy. Enter a due date for the assignment by clicking the calendar and time icons. Remember that students can still submit assignments after they are due. However, Blackboard will flag the assignments which are submitted late. By default, the due date will also appear on the course calendar as a link to the assignment. In the grading section, the points possible is a required item. We can either enter the points possible or select a rubric and use the maximum points from the rubric as the points possible. In this case, we will be using a rubric to grade the assignment, so we will select Add Rubric. To use a rubric created previously, we choose Select Rubric. From the list of rubrics, choose the rubric you will use to grade this assignment. When we select Submit, Blackboard will ask if we want to use the point value of the rubric as the total points possible for the assignment. In this case, I will select OK. And as you can see, the text box for the points possible is now filled in. Remember that by default, Blackboard does not display the rubric to students, so you will need to change the option to Yes with rubric scores. In the Submission Details section, we would usually select Individual Submission. If we were using groups in our class, we could choose Group Submission. This will enable the group to submit one assignment, and the grade is then given to all members of the group. If we were having students do a portfolio for the assignment, we would select Portfolio Submission. For the number of attempts, we have three choices: one attempt, unlimited submissions, or a specific number of attempts. If you do select multiple attempts, you will need to tell Blackboard how to record the score for the assignment. That is, will you use the default, which is the last graded attempt, or will you use the highest or lowest grade, the first graded attempt, or the average of the graded attempts. To keep matters simple, we will leave the default setting of a single attempt. Now we must choose if we want to have the student's work checked for plagiarism. If we select Check Submissions for Plagiarism using SafeAssign, Blackboard will submit the student's work to SafeAssign, where it will be checked against a database of sources, including work submitted by other students both at Greenville Technical College and other institutions. We will look at SafeAssign in more detail in a later tutorial. Please do not use this feature unless you have an understanding of how SafeAssign works. Be especially careful in using this if your students are submitting drafts of an assignment. In the Grading Options section, we can configure the assignment to be graded anonymously. If we select anonymous grading, the student's name will be hidden when we grade the assignment. Blackboard will inform students that anonymous grading is turned on and that they should not include their names in the submitted assignments. Of course, at some point we will need to see the students' grades, so we will need to specify when we want to disable anonymous grading. For this assignment, I will choose to see the grades only after all submissions are graded. Another option is delegated grading. This option allows us to designate other instructors in the course to grade this assignment independently of one another. This may be especially valuable if we were evaluating student work for assessment purposes. We will also be given the opportunity to reconcile the grades from different graders in order to assign a final grade. We will look at these options in greater detail in later videos. The options in the display of grades are all found in the Edit Column Information link in the Grade Center. However, you can also choose these options when creating the assignment. It is very important that you include the column in Grade Center calculations and that the grade is displayed to the students on the My Grades page. These are the default settings, so we will not change them for this assignment. In the Availability section, you will need to verify the checkbox for Make Assignment Available is selected. Even if you make an item available, you can further restrict when the item is visible to students. If you do not want an item to be shown to students until a certain point in the semester, use the Display After option. The Display Until option is especially helpful if you do not want students to be able to submit assignments after a specific date, such as a due date or a cutoff date. In this case, I have already set the due date for June 20th. However, let's assume that my department's policy is that no credit is given for work submitted more than 2 days late. So we can set the Display Until option to June 22nd. This means that on June 22nd, the assignment cannot be submitted because the link is no longer visible to students. They can, however, see their graded assignment along with assignment details on their My Grades page. They just will not be able to submit the assignment. The Track Number of Views option allows you to run a report on this assignment showing who accessed the assignment and when. Finish by clicking Submit at the bottom of the page. Your assignment now appears on the content page where you have created it. At this point, it is a good practice to switch on the student preview mode. This will let you see the assignment as the student sees it. It also allows you to submit an assignment to make sure that everything is configured correctly.